Agents of Doom is a debut full-length album from Sicilian thrash metal band Ireful, and this is very much a classic thrash metal band down to the bone. They play kind of 85 to 87 style thrash metal. It's not necessarily focused on politics, it's not necessarily focused on the riff. It's really just a good thrash metal band with some Bay Area and LA style thrash in there. I would kind of compare their earlier stuff, their first EP, with a like kind of Whiplash. There's like a little bit of a snarling personality there. There's a little bit of speed metal in the earliest sense, but then there's also that thrash metal breakthrough, the punkish side of it that arrives on that EP. And this album extends that a little bit more. It finds a more aggressive place to start from. And before we get into that, we'll do a song here, and you'll just see very classic late 80s style thrash metal with its own kind of touch to it, which you'll recognize right away. So they're going a little bit harder. They're cutting into riffs more often. There's a little bit of Creator on this record. There's a little bit of Sepultura on this record, in the sense that they are attacking some of these songs at more than a mid pace. But overall, I would say Ireful are more of a mid pace thrash metal band whose muscle memory is more for the very early Exodus style of thrash metal, which is, it takes its time to get out there. It's not exactly as finessed as something like Overkill, and what you get is something that is raw and punkish, and finds its references in the most classic releases of thrash metal of a certain era. And they don't usually touch on double bass drumming. They don't really speed ahead as far as they can, but when they do, it doesn't really create the sensation of speed so much as standing in place a little bit. This is not the most exciting thrash metal record from my point of view in terms of riffs, but they do get there overall in terms of presentation. There are memorable songs on here. You'll probably enjoy just the way that some of their statements stick out, or there might be a riff here and there. There aren't any amazing solos. The production values are pretty modest. So this is kind of a very much an underground thrash metal release. It's pretty ideal in that sense, in that it's just speaking your language if you're a fan of classic thrash metal. It's not veering off into extreme metal at all, really, and they're just focused on producing their best version of thrash metal, and they do a pretty good job here for a first go at it. I think that there are no big mishaps. There's nothing that really interrupts this record. There isn't a lot of filler. They haven't gone with the requisite punk song in the middle or anything like that. So they kind of stick to a very straightforward, best of what they have kind of deal, and it works for them. I think it made for a record that was easy to pick up and enjoy. There's a pretty good kind of lyrical focus on this thing, and to me, it's just a solid, straightforward thrash metal record that has that classic feeling to it. Feels very 80s, and again, very simple appeal, and it's something that I enjoyed quite a bit. I'm always looking for records that pick up on what classic thrash metal is and does it well and doesn't try to fuck with it. So great job on that. This released on July 16th. You can check it out now, and you can read my review if you'd like to for more of my thoughts.